Ahoy there, Chummers, and welcome to the Sixth World, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Alien RPG from Free League Publishing. The reason we're going to be taking a look at the Alien RPG is because, as you may or may not know, my group has recently finished up a playthrough of a cinematic adventure for the Alien RPG, and we're getting ready to dive into a campaign set in this universe. And I thought it'd be a good time to take a look at the book, show you the contents, and just gawk at the absolute beauty that is the Alien RPG. It is, of course, a Free League publishing book, so the art inside is going to be 100% on point. I don't think I've read one of their books that the art has been absolutely amazing. They have some truly fantastic artists working for them, and this book is no exception to that rule. The system as well is also fairly simple. It's the system that they've used. It's a variation of the system that they've used in many of their games, from Blade Runner to Mutant Year Zero and everything in between. So if you're familiar with any of those games, you're going to be familiar with the Alien RPG system. I'm not going to go into too many details on the system itself because I do kind of want to dive deeper into those sorts of things. This is just going to be a very cursory look at the book, and just mainly just gawking at it again, because just look at this. Is the cover of the book. You know, you see a cover like this and you know you're in for a great time. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look and just see what this book has in store. So the first thing that you'll notice when you open it up is there is a map of the stars of the middle heavens, which is basically human inhabited space within the Alien universe. If you look on this map, which is pretty well done, actually, very pretty, you'll probably see a couple of familiar names for some of the planets in here, and then you'll also see some that if you maybe not that some of these locations don't appear in any of the movies or anything like that, but maybe they appear in like the novels or the comics, and that sort of thing. So it's a pretty good a pretty good look at known space within the Alien universe, and you get a great idea of where everything is here. And then we move on to the table of contents. So the first chapter is Space is Hell. It just kind of goes into the Alien RPG, what kind of themes you can expect to find within it, what the game is going to be like, and that sort of thing. And then you have, character creation as well as archetypes and that sort of thing. And then you've got skills, which goes into how skills work. It also talks about the stress mechanic that is actually talks further about the stress mechanic, which is actually a really, really good mechanic in this game, that I've said in the past is actually helps create quite a few dramatic moments on its own. And then, you've got your talents, you got combat, you got gear and that sort of thing. And then you go into the later chapters have just kind of background information. So it'll go into a little bit about what life is like in the Middle Heavens, the job of the game master or game mother, a reference to the mother computer in the first Alien movie, of course, and then a little bit about the governments and corporations that are sort of like the movers and shakers in the Middle Heavens, different systems and that sort of thing, different aliens that you can expect to find. You've got, familiar ones. You've got the engineers. You've got, of course, the xenomorphs of all stages, and then you've got some extra little critters that you might find. And then just kind of a little description about how campaign play works. And then you've got Hope's Last Day, which is I believe it's a little cinematic adventure for this. So again, right off the bat, the artwork is just phenomenal in here. And this first chapter just kind of details a little bit about what life is like on the frontier, what life in general is like out away from Earth's embrace within the Middle Heavens. You also get these little fluff pieces, little fiction fluff pieces throughout the chapter as well, which is a ship's log recorded by the captain of a ship, and it kind of, no spoilers, but it kind of degenerates into an alien infestation, and the crew dealing with that throughout the chapter. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing that adds a little bit of extra atmosphere to it. You got a basic timeline of the history of the Middle Heavens and all of that stuff. You'll also have there are a couple of different references to some of the different Alien movies. You have 2091, Weyland Corp launches the infamous USCSS Prometheus on a mission to find the origins of humanity. And then you've also got, the Nostromo incident as well. And then Hadley's Hope, of course, the colony on LV-426 that was featured in the movie Aliens, and so on and so forth. The RPG setting, timeline-wise, is set about 3 years after the events of Alien 3. So that gives you some idea of where we are on the timeline of the Alien universe. And then goes into, careers and some things that, some jobs that you might find on the frontier, and this will lead into the archetypes later on in the book as well. So let's go ahead and again look at this artwork. It's just absolutely amazing. I love it. A lot of the book is this. A lot of the book is this, but interspersed throughout those pages, you get stuff like this, which is just, again, it's a phenomenal art piece. Absolutely love it. Can't get enough of it. So the game modes that it describes two different game modes, cinematic play and campaign play. Cinematic play and campaign play work vastly differently. Rules-wise, they're both the same, but tone and atmosphere-wise, they are completely different. Cinematic play is essentially you playing through an Alien movie, and it straight up says that you are not going to survive, or you're going to be very lucky to survive. In fact, it says right here, most of your PCs probably won't live to see the end of the scenario. And the way they do cinematic play is actually pretty cool. So with cinematic play, you have like pre-made characters that come with, if it's a published adventure, they come with a published adventure, or maybe it's characters that the GM has put together. But you basically play one of these characters until that character dies, and then so you're not just sitting there the rest of the night. You just pick up another character and go ahead and play that character, and you just kind of keep rotating through until you get to the end of the scenario and everybody's dead, or if by some miracle you make it out. Campaign play, of course, you're going to make your own character. It's going to be less deadly than cinematic play by and large, but no less. It's no less harrowing, I think. I haven't gotten to play in a campaign just yet. Like I said, we are getting ready to kick one off, so we're going to be creating characters for that campaign next week, and then I think probably the week after that, we're going to be diving into it. So, but I will keep you all abreast of what happens, just because, again, I love this system and I love this setting. It's really cool. So, the player section, it talks about the key themes of the game. That space horror, you got that sci-fi action, you got a sense of wonder, and so on and so forth. Blah 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 blah. Basically, just kind of talks a little bit about what you need, what the game's going to be like, how it's going to flow, and that sort of thing. So, what's a role-playing game? Again, more banging artwork. And then talking about the characters themselves and how to create characters. It goes into the different attributes and that sort of thing. I'm just going to kind of scroll through here. You can play an android as well. It has rules for being an android, so like Bishop or Ash in the Alien series, or was it David or Daniel in Prometheus? Whoever the android was in Prometheus. You have rules for playing one of those type of characters. Again, some basic details about the game. And then it also gives you some archetypes that you can play as well. Let's go ahead and go to there. So you got several different archetypes that you can play. You got colonial marines, and then each archetype you're going to have kind of the key attribute, the key skills, career talents that they can choose from, and just notes on how to create and flesh out your character as well. You got the colonial marshal, which is essentially a cop, essentially, and then company agent. So Burke from Aliens, the company man who does anything and everything that he can to advance his company's interests, up to and including endangering the lives of others, while always saving his skin, of course. And then, you got a kid, so Newt, medic, officer, so it's going to be like a ship's captain or a command officer, somebody who's in command of something. You got your pilot, roughneck, so space trucker, the blue collar workers in Alien that get snapped up by the xenomorph and that sort of thing. Scientist, somebody looking for the truth no matter what, and that sort of thing. And then it talks about the skills, rolling dice, and so on and so forth. And again, you got really nice artwork throughout the book as well. The system is very, very simple. Again, if you've played any other Free League game, you're going to be probably familiar with it because they've used this system in a lot of games. The only other one that I have experience with is the Blade Runner RPG. Very, very similar system. I think the Blade Runner RPG changes things just a little bit, if I remember correctly, but by and large, they're the same system for the most part. So if you know how to play one game, you can pick this up pretty easily. And then you go through the skills and all of that good stuff. And then later on in the book, let's go ahead and let's go back to the chapter. So let's go ahead and take a look at the alien species, just because I want to kind of take a look at that chapter. This is going to give you an example. This chapter is going to be more for like GMs and that sort of thing, but players can look through it too, just kind of, it's because it's a fun thing to look through. So you've got details on the engineers, you got some lore on those, some physical descriptions, architecture. I believe it even has, so you got something on the black goo that they've used, some technology, and so on and so forth. Then, of course, you got the xenomorphs, the signature enemy of the Alien RPG. You got the neomorphs in there as well from Prometheus and Covenant and that sort of thing. But you've also got the classic xenomorph as well. Goes into their abilities. And again, that artwork is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You got a handy dandy size chart right here as well. So you can see how big the aliens are in relation to human beings. Of course, naturally, you've got the queen, which is going to be the biggest. You got the facehugger and the chest burster, which are going to be among the smallest and that sort of thing. And again, just a lot of really good information in this chapter. And again, really, really cool artwork throughout this book. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video right here because I don't want to go through this whole thing too much. You've also got some, by the way, in this chapter, you've also got some rules on some other creepy crawlies that you might find throughout the Middle Heavens as well. Not necessarily alien, or not necessarily xenomorphs or anything related to them, but just dangerous critters that a GM might want to throw at their players. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video right here because I don't want to spend too much time on it because, again, I'm planning on diving a little bit deeper into the Alien RPG as we go along. And of course, as my campaign gets started and gets picked up, I'll be providing, just like I did with the cinematic one, I'll be providing some kind of breakdowns of play. I'm not going to do any like live streams or any examples like that, or any examples of live play or anything, because my group, again, I've said this before, but my group is not live stream friendly or YouTube friendly or any platform friendly, and we fully acknowledge that. So that's why we don't stream any of our games or anything like that. So there won't be any live play examples or anything like that. But one of the things I do want to go into, the rules a little bit. But the next thing I think I'm going to go into is probably going to be character creation. Maybe I'll make my character for the campaign. Maybe I'll do that on a YouTube video. I don't know. But I do want to go to character creation next. I do want to go into some of the lore of the Alien universe as well, because the lore is actually pretty expansive. You've got, a couple of movies at this point. We'll say two that are really good, one that's watchable, and the rest are, The rest are hit or miss. We'll say there's at least two good ones in there, and at least one that is watchable. The rest, I'm not going to talk about Alien Resurrection. But the other ones, they're okay. I haven't seen Alien Covenant, but Prometheus was fine, I guess. So I do want to go into some lore, like I said, and that sort of thing. So I'll be definitely doing more Alien content. Let me know if you want to see anything specific, by the way. If you want to take, of course, I've said character creation. I'm going to be going through that. I'm also going to be going through the system a little bit. I do want to do something on the stress mechanic, because I think that is the most interesting part of this RPG, is stress and how it works in relation to your character and how it can affect the game in multiple ways. So I do want to do something on stress, but if there's something that you want me to look at specifically, let me know in the comment section below. I will take a look at it. Definitely look forward to doing more Alien content. I will also leave a link to DriveThruRPG, an affiliate link, where you can pick up your own digital copy of the Alien RPG. I'll also leave a link, as I always do, to Free League's website, where you can pick up a physical copy of the Alien RPG if you want to do that, or you can support your friendly local game store and maybe purchase something from them. But yeah, I'm going to leave that right here, and I will see you all next time. And that's the chip truth, chummers. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more Shadowrun content. Hit that notification bell so you will always know when I upload a brand new Shadowrun video, and until next time, remember to shoot straight and never, ever deal with a dragon.